Hey sweeties, I'm Caitlin Maslin and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a super simple and easy cake. We're going to be using a blue buttercream, but feel free to swap it out for any color that you wish. Let's get into it. I've gone ahead and already prepared my cake and you can do the same. So I baked a chocolate mud cake and layered it with 2 layers of vanilla buttercream filling, and you can just cut this as even as possible and fill it and let it sit in the fridge for a few hours before we're going to ice it. An essential that I always recommend is having a good quality turntable just like this one here. It makes it a lot easier to get a really smooth buttercream base and a lot faster too, so I definitely recommend investing in one of these. I've got my blue buttercream already prepared here, and I just want to make it a darker color, so I'm just going to show you how I mix that. My favorite food coloring is Colour Mill. They are an Australian brand and they're really good quality. You just have to give them a good shake because they are oil based, so they're perfect for use in chocolate or buttercream. Today I'm going to add 1 drop of royal blue and then a few drops of sky blue. With the sky blue we will need more because it's a lighter color, and we want to just mix that through until it's all combined. Okay, perfect. Now that I got my buttercream mixed, you can see I've got this beautiful light blue shade, but it's not really bright or vibrant. It's got that kind of dusty tone to it, and that's why we add the 1 drop of royal blue, because I feel like it gives it that perfect blue tone and just tones it down a little bit, which I really love. So my color's all ready now. All you're gonna need also is a spatula, a cake scraper. I've got also a piping tip so we can add some decorations on the top, and a piping bag, some white pearl sprinkles for the bottom border. I've also got this shaping scraper from Cuttercraft. They are a local Aussie business and I love them because they come up with really cool new ideas and techniques. This gives it an effect on the side of the cake, which I'm going to show you shortly, that is really simple and easy to use, and it looks amazing too. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and pop some buttercream on the top of our cake and use your spatula to turn and spin at the same time as smoothing that out. At this stage you don't need to make it perfect because we're going to come back over the top of it later on. We're just going to add some more buttercream on the outsides. The tip here is not to make it too thin because we are going to scrape off a lot and you don't want any indents or holes in our scraper. Now that I got my base on, I usually like to just grab my scraper, clean up the bottom edge of the board and go in and do the sides just to smooth off some of that buttercream to start with. I just do this really roughly just to even out the buttercream, but don't make it perfect because we're going to go ahead with our shaper scraper anyway. At this stage, I usually just roughly pull in the top edge to get rid of some of that excess buttercream. Now's time for the exciting part. I'm going to take today the thinner side, but you do have 2 sides with these scrapers, which is really great because it's great value for money having 2 different decoration sides. But I like to use the smaller side for a small cake. If I have a really tall or really wide cake, I like to use the wider one. But for small cakes, this is only a 5-inch mini cake, I'm going to go with the small one. And you're just going to pop it up against your buttercream and just make sure to keep a really straight hand when you're doing this. And continue turning in one smooth motion. So just ensure you don't keep lifting off the buttercream, as you will get air pockets. Now I'm just going to go ahead and scrape off the excess and check to make sure that it's becoming smooth. Now I'm going to go in again and do the final turn. So if you love satisfying things, this is definitely on the top of the list for the most satisfying cake decorating techniques. Now that we've got our sides nice and smooth, as you can see, we're just going to go in and clean off our spatula so we can take off that top edge. Just use a very light hand when you're doing this and slowly pull in the top edge. Just ensure you wipe off your spatula every time that you're taking some buttercream off because you want to ensure it's nice and clean so you don't re-put on buttercream on the top. Now that my base is all on, I'm just going to take a piping bag. We use the disposable ones from Box Packaging. And I'm just popping in a spiky piping tip in the bottom. I'm just going to go ahead and fill that same blue buttercream into the bag. For this simple cake range on our website, I like to keep the color the same. Just makes it a lot easier and not mixing and changing colors all the time. Now that our buttercream's ready for the top, I like to pipe it in a crescent shape. So you can go ahead and slowly squeeze and add in the pipings. And I want to just make it into a C and not fill the top with this one. So I usually go ahead and do my main kind of shape, and then I go ahead and add just some smaller ones in between to fill some of the gaps. You don't have to have them all touching, just as long as you have like a basic framework, and you can go in and add some extra ones as you need. So as you can see, I have the piping all on the top, but it doesn't cover the whole top of the cake. So I find that the nicest way for a small cake. If you want to add some decoration, it really makes that pop. So I've got some white pearl sprinkles and some white nonpareil balls. This is a common mix that we use in our bakery because it looks really super sweet and suitable for all kind of ages and occasions. And I just put those sprinkles on top of those pipings, and then I also go ahead with the same mix and scatter them at the base. Now that our sprinkles are on, I've just made these chocolate bricks earlier. We make these in my bakery all the time and we have them ready to go to use on cakes. Because they are just white chocolate, you can keep them in a container for 6 months and store them. So we just use a simple silicone mold, melt the chocolate, and we use the same color mill-free coloring, melt that, and then put it into the molds and let them set. So they're little chocolate bricks, and I got them in the exact same dusty blue shade. And I just go and add these to this cake. But as you can see, they're a simple addition and make it look super unique and something different from what everyone else has. This is the point where you can have a look on top and add in any extra sprinkles if you wish. I usually leave that to the end just to see what it needs, but I think this looks very pretty and perfect for so many different occasions. And this is our baby blue simple cake. It's super quick and easy, and I hope you've recreated it at home if you are an avid baker, because it always looks amazing and you can do it in any colors. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you stay sweet until next time.